difficulties, I will be the one to let them know.
We are live.
How's it going, everybody? It is your host for tonight's bout, Dennis Amadeus, and I just want to say welcome to the 29th annual Southern Fried Regional Poetry Slam, the virtual edition. That means we all gonna be trapped in these boxes. We're gonna be breaking out of the box while being trapped in the box. See what I did there? Anyways, there's gonna be a lot of better poetry than that. But at SoFried, we believe that Black lives matter. We support and believe in the rights of our LGBTQIA+ community. And we believe every person should have equal access to living their best lives physically, spiritually, and artistically. We encourage you to be respectful of everyone's identity. And remember that every person on this stage has equal value. At Southern Fried, we judge poems, not people. Tonight, you will see 3 or 4 teams, well, you'll see 4 teams of poets and up to 3 or 2 independent poets from the Southeast and beyond. That's because they're from everywhere, right? Because we're national now, baby. All right, so competing for a chance to get onto the final stage, the illustrious final stage this Saturday afternoon for indie poets and Saturday night for the team poets. If you are present in the Zoom bout, right here in this room, please make sure to mute your mics. I have a funny story about that. Make sure you're muting your mics after you perform, right? Make sure you mute your mics and turn your cameras off when you are not performing. Judges, we ask that your cameras remain on during the entire poem. This bout is attended by poets who are logging in from around the world, so please give their poetry your love and undivided attention. In a poetry slam, there is no music. There is no costumes or props, and each poet will be performing original work. Poems may be up to 3 minutes long, but after a 10-second grace period, the performer loses points for going over the time. You're absolutely allowed to boo the time penalty, however, you may see groups of poets performing team pieces, and you may, that is normal, multiple poets, and is encouraged. We have pre-selected the judges this year, and I am excited to introduce to you all our 5 judges for this amazing bout number 12. We have our first judge, clap it up for Elena Spates, coming all the way from Hyde Park, Chicago. Everybody show some love. Also, we could do a digital woo, right? A digital woo, right? So when I say give me a digital woo, it's up to you to be honest, have integrity, and give me a woo, right? So let's all give Elena Spates a digital woo. Woo! Okay, cool. I felt it. See, y'all are out there doing it. I can feel the energy, right? All right. Thank you, Elena. Next up, we have Awesome judge number 2, Carrie for Columbia, South Carolina. Carrie coming all the way from Columbia, South Carolina. Clap it up for Carrie and make sure y'all give Carrie a digital woo. Woo. That's right. Good job, y'all. All right. Number 3, our third judge is Isis P, coming all the way from Little Rock, Arkansas. Isis, I see you out there. Let's give Isis a hand of applause and another digital whoop, right? Woo, that's right. And number 4, we have Zainab coming from the Bay Area, California. Number 4 judge, amazing, coming all the way from the Bay Area. And then last but not least, we have my boy V Twist, who actually happens to come all the way from the negative zone because he's got that much power and juice. So clap it up for your boy V Twist, all up in the crib, y'all. All right, y'all. So those are our 5 judges. We want to make sure we show them love. Judges, we thank y'all so much for being here. You are going to get a lot of love and a lot of flack for your poems, but as you've already been told, we want y'all to stay solid, stay consistent. Y'all are the bosses of poetry tonight. All right. They are not affiliated with any of the poets tonight, but are excited to find out. But we are excited to find out what they think. These judges are poetry experts, but feel free to use the chat. That's you, YouTube. We know you're out there, YouTube. You can give your feelings, how you felt about these scores, how you feel about the judges. Go ahead and type it in that little YouTube comment box. Whoever comments the most, I will cash app you $1 whole. You'll get $1 whole from Dennis Amadeus. That's right. That's a promise. You can take that to the bank, baby. So whoever got the most comments on YouTube gets a Dennis Amadeus $1. All right, with that being said, but judges, don't let the audience sway you. Remember, you are the experts. If you like the poetry you hear tonight, we will post the information for the poet. If you like the poetry you hear tonight, we will post their contact information so that you can purchase their merchandise. Please support the poets, support poetry, man. Southern Fried merchandise is available on the website, and tickets for the illustrious final stage can be purchased through Eventbrite. That's this Saturday. So we would love to have you join us at these poets battle for the 2021 championship. Now, I have said all I had to say. We are ready to get started. I know I get the red eyes sometimes. So I am a poet in my regular job, but I like to moonlight as a minion of Gozer. So shout out to anybody who gets that joke, right? That's some nerd knowledge. But so yeah, that's what I'll be out here trying to summon Zool. You know how it goes. So with that being said, y'all, before we get this slam going, we need to make sure that we have a calibration poet. This poet is going to be the first poet of the slam. They're going to be the ones that our judges get to kind of calibrate their scores to. So this poet is not part of the competition, but will be judged with the same criteria. Judges, you may use this poet's score as your baseline of reference for the poem that you will judge during the bout. So with that being said, if y'all are ready to hear your sacrificial poet for tonight's bout number 12, let me get a digital whoop. Whoop. That sounded good. All right, y'all, clap it up for your sacrificial poet, Stacy Spice.
He isn't that cool and confident as he got here enjoying the atmosphere. As you like some high core. Skills so swift that you call them down payment to buy the house outright. Just letting you know he's very being strong moved me so spiritually and so emotionally that physically one in the room to the other car. That's what I get. He had me, I had each other, feasting like it was Thanksgiving, dressed like it was our birthday. His conversation rolled rapidly off his tongue to my receptive ears. In the most desirable state of deep oral communication I've ever heard in my whole life. And I listened to him.
Hey, Stacy. I apologize.
Over and over again.
You have a really choppy connection. Hey, Stacy. I apologize. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that your chance had the full poem to be heard. if you can maybe pause for a better connection. It was a little bit choppy. I just want to make sure that all the words that you have to say are heard today. So can you just give me a test right now?
Just look at him. Can you hear me?
Can you maybe move closer to the router? I can hear you. Just rough connection. It's a rough connection. That's all.
Okay. Do you think that's better?
A little bit better. Give me another test.
Check 1 2 1 2.
It's still choppy. It's still choppy.
Stacey,
Do you think I need to turn off my video?
Okay, you're solid now. Now it's really solid. Now it's really solid. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, can you?
Yeah, now.
Check 1, check 2.
All right, yeah, go ahead. All right. Clap it up again for Stacey Spice.
Just look at him. Sitting there just as cool and confident as you please. Leaning back in his chair, enjoying the atmosphere. His contact underneath is a raging passion. Passion is strong to victim.
Okay, Stacey, I apologize. I'm so sorry. It's breaking up again. Maybe if you call in, we can get you up again. We're gonna go ahead and move forward. We have a sacrificial poet. So, whoops, let me get my video up. Hold on. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead. So much love to Stacey. You know, this is some of the issues that we come across. These technical issues can happen while we're here. Make sure y'all show love to Stacey. We definitely want to hear what she has to say. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and switch it up, do a little remix, and we're gonna call up our actual sacrificial poet. So judges, you will be judging this poet as the sacrificial poet, in the same way you would have judged Stacey. All right. So with that being said, y'all clap it up for Matthew Cuban.
Check 1 2. If you really knew me, you'd have known I lost my mama though. Tired all them funerals and shirts with faces of my bros. Dreams of all them cases closed, feeling so impatient though. I was broken out of gas, it looked like every station closed. I'm hustling in them same clothes, trying to turn my life around. Doing good, them haters, knowing demons try to pull you down. Making moves without a sound, smiling and it turns to frowns. The moment you do more than them, they spreading lies to tear you down. I keep my family close to me, tattoo my mom no rosary. I do the things I gotta do, but life ain't what it's supposed to be. I am what God chose for me, dealing with the cards I dealt. So many turn their backs on me, I learned to do it all myself. I call these bars the faculty, I do it for the principle. Hoping this might change your life, these lessons are subliminal. I do the things I gotta do, but life ain't what it's supposed to be. I am what God chose for me, I am what God chose for me. And when I think about my village and the elders that were living, I find time to give thanks for all the sacrifice they've given. Life ain't always been perfect, every hard time been forgiven. Then I grew into a wordsmith, changed my life with what I'm spitting. When I look inside that mirror, see my pops inside that image. Every second getting clearer, I can't stop until I'm finished. All this anger gets diminished, I fulfill my mama's wishes. Used to cry when I was tripping, if I don't, then that's a litmus. You can test me through the Christmas until laughter gets relentless. I'm returning to my village, I got food and toys for children. I was walking through that wilderness until I learned to use my gifts. Don't like it, you'll get used to it. From Duval out to Budapest, I'm good. And you can tell them I'm good. And you can tell them I'm good. And you can tell them I'm good. Back in the day when I used to fall apart, everything I used to spit came straight from the heart. 15-year-old Duval boy spitting straight from the start. 04 Miami is where I first found my heart. Southern Fried and all my family and people that understand me knew that growing a beard wasn't the only thing that made me manly. I met Desan, Mays, 13, and Buddy. Everything was good because life was so muddy. But I knew that if I could get on this microphone, everything would be lovely. And if I knew that I could find this family, then I could find my way to love me.
Clap it up for Matthew Cuban, our sacrificial poet, man. Spreading that Southern Fried love. That's right, y'all. Southern Fried, as much as we love the competition, it's also about the poets, the people that we meet, the people that we carry on beyond this week into our lives, into our souls, and our spirits, man. So with that being said, judges, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put your score between 0 to 10 right in the chat, and then I'm going to write it down, and I will read the scores back from low to high. So, and while we wait for the judges, I'm probably going to do funny dances like this, right? I might do a little swinging, you know what I mean? Do-do-do, maybe some interlude music, right? Do-do-do. With that being said, oh, and also shout out to my YouTube people out there, y'all. Make sure y'all are showing love and sharing this. Share this content. Let people know that the best poets in the country are out tonight, right here, and you can see it on Southern Fried YouTube channel. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 judges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 judges. All right, judges. From low to high, we got a 7.5. Go ahead and let the world know how you feel about that on YouTube. We got a 7.5. We move on to an 8.2, a 9.2, a 9.5, and a 9.6. Again, that's a 7.5, an 8.2, a 9.2, a 9.5, and a 9.6. Clap it up and say whoop for the poet and not the points, y'all. Show love to the poet. All right, y'all. With that being said, we got our sack locked in. Y'all ready to get this going? Say, yeah. Give me a digital, oh, yeah. And I want y'all to clap it up and show love. Wait, no, don't show love because I got to find out who they sending up. Big Dreams Collective. Who are you sending up? Clap it up and show love for Ayana. And as we wait and work through these things, so I like a little game called This or That, right? This is a real easy way for us to have some fun, even out there on YouTube brain, right? So I'm gonna say 2 things while we figure this out, right? And you can either just type in which one you want. For example, the first thing would be like chocolate or vanilla, right? When it comes to, I guess, ice cream. Chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream. I'll give you a little chance. Oh, and if you're in the Zoom, go ahead and you can do the applause emoji for one, or the thumbs up for the other. But that's for the future. Our first team is coming up. Big Dream Collective, got their poet ready. Clap it up for Ayana!
Hello, hello. Ayana, you're good to go.
Oh, one day when the glory comes, it'll be ours, it'll be ours. Oh, one day when the glory comes, it'll be ours, yes, it'll be ours. For Black people, morning still comes even when the sun ain't rise. Even when the sun decides it ain't gonna show up today, guess it's tired of acting like everything's okay too. You see, we've been mourning people, never looking forward to it, but knowing it's coming, because that's how it's always been, like clockwork. Been our people, been time and time again, been sequel. America been binge watching Black boys' bodies being broadcasted as breaking news, as if it ever stopped being news at all for us. Mourning can happen multiple times within the same day, not from the sun, but from our sons, fathers, brothers, daughters. We've even become mourners for Black people we don't even know, just know they didn't deserve to go from human to hashtag. I mean, it's kind of hard not to be. Especially when the fear of your loved one not coming home keeps you up all night. When you don't know sleep, so you got to stay woke, because hope don't have enough power to heal broken skin. Hearts are homes after bullets pierce their mothers, standing on the front line of this war, being both shield and sword, both sacrifice and surrender, whatever it takes for her son to see more sunrises for us. The best part of waking up isn't Folgers. Instead, it is knowing that our mocha, latte, and espresso skin survived another day in a world that is constantly trying to mug us. We wish this country loved us coffee colored people much as they love drinking it. Don't like nothing pure black, so they put a little creamer in it. Say we bitter, say we don't like it to go back, as if we backstroke over here in the first place, say we ingrate, say we always crying about something I say must be nice to have nothing to cry for. Because for us, morning always comes. But don't we stay find a way to turn lemons into lemonade. Make chitlin and oxtail out of massive scraps, creating bonnets from your forced English language, turn funerals into homegoing celebrations, a declaration that not even death can steal our joy. We cannot be destroyed to bring on the morning. We got a whole lot of fight left, and yes, we tired. But we still here, still black, still proud, still ready to burn it all down if need be. But in the meantime, the next time it is a heavy morning, the next time you see us in mourning, you best pray that all we want is justice and not revenge.
All right, y'all. Show some love for Big Dreams Collective, Ayana. And judges, go ahead and show that score right in that chat. And we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, we got 5 scores. And from low to high, those scores are 8.5. We move on to a 9.6, another 9.6, a 9.7, and a 9.9. Again, that's 8.5, 9.6, 9.6, 9.7, and 9.9. Make sure y'all show love and give a big digital whoop for the poet. Whoop. All right. Shout out to the judges. Y'all doing good work already. Keep up that pace. We're going to get right through this thing, man. With that being said, our second team coming up.
Dennis, just a moment, sir. Your score for your sacrificial poet was a 26.9. We want to make sure that we say them scores of the poet previously before we get into it. But I got you, big dog.
That's the great idea. We definitely got to tell the score. So I wait for that every time then. How about that? Sounds good?
No problem. Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Clap it up again for that voice from the sky, helping us all be great, right? All right, y'all. So we got the sacrificial poet. Our next team, I'm so sorry. Halakasa, who are you sending up?
Bonkwa.
Oh, I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Bonkwa.
Bonkwa?
Yes.
Bonkwa. All right, y'all, clap it up and show love for Bonkwa.
Blow away, mother, more. Blow away, mother, more. Blow. 7 times. 7 times he broke her, and 8 times she came back for more. He had hoisted the red flag so high above his head that she had believed it to be her salvation, the wings of her liberation. She wears her shame like a pendant, carries it on her head like a wreath, and parades the cold streets with it like it was a damn trophy. She makes excuses for herself to make it okay, limps on his broken promises, and sings in his house sincere apologies. See, they don't write books about women like her. Rooted in a box, paid for by a silver ring, a crowning glory for a queen held in captivity in her own delusional tower. No one writes books about women like her. The kind who feed on the pain like it was the ticket to their last Sunday meal. The kind too busy getting bruised up, they never find the time to heal. The kind who leave their self-worth on abandoned dreams for pity to steal. The kind who, screaming in agony day by day, leave themselves as prey for the predator to slay, still stay. Not that this hell is one she enjoys, but that she's never found her voice, so living never becomes a choice. 7 times when the sun came up, he swore to take her son away from her. 7 times he kicked lives in full bloom out from her womb. 7 times he knocked the light out from her eyes, clouding the sound of her cries with his blows, plunging her into a world of endless woes. And 8 times he'd become her drug, a bitter pill she must find the will to swallow, allowing herself to wallow in an illusion, a happily never after for the one who lived. The son he swore to take away 7 times when the sun came up. They don't write books about women like her, the kind who'd never unwrap the gift of freedom if it was shipped to them in a golden box, the kind so stuck in the bubble of deception, lured by the seduction of its temptation, they never know love's real name even if it passed them by. No one writes books about women like her, the kind with the heavy makeup and the blood-stained eyes, the broken ribs and swollen lips. No one writes books about the kind who know they may never live to see another day, but still have the courage to stay. Thank you.
Show some love for Boncourt. All right, y'all. And our last team, Big Dreams Collective, they got a score of 28.9. Make sure to clap it up for the team, not the points, right? And judges, go ahead and drop down your points for Halakasa in the chat. All right, we got 1, we got 2. Oh, I see the eyes are going. You know what I'm saying? It's Kano. It's the Kano in me. That's what's going on right now. I got a little Kano in me from Mortal Kombat. In case y'all didn't know, nerd reference is gonna come out subtle all night, so get prepared. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more judge. One more judge. We need one more judge. One more judge. We need one more judge. There they are. All right, y'all. We got 5 scores. So from lowest to high, we have an 8.2. We move on to a 9, a 9.2, another 9.2, and a 9.8. Again, that's an 8.2, a 9, a 9.2, another 9.2, and a 9.8. Applaud the poet, applaud the team. Clap it up for them, y'all. And a big digital whoop. Also, I just want to throw this out there. In case y'all didn't know, I learned this year. An asterisk is how you do snap. So I know poets, we love to snap when we hear some good stuff. So if you're on the YouTube, go ahead and put some asterisks in that little box. If you're feeling like you want to snap, maybe you don't want to say some words. You just want to show that love, right? Asterisks equals snaps. All right, y'all. With that being said, we have our next team, New Jeru. Who you sending up?
That's a group piece from New Jeru.
All right, New Jeru's got a group piece. Clap it up and show some love for the poet.
Sound check. Sound check.
Hello, hello. Can y'all hear us?
You sound good, New Jeru. You do have an echo.
Okay.
1 second before you start, let's make sure that all external devices are muted aside from the one that is recording, and that includes all of our viewers, please.
Yo, the year 2020 was some bullshit. Well, not all of it. Some parts of it I'm gonna miss, man.
So you gonna miss COVID?
Of course not.
Grocery store riots.
No, though food stamps did help me eat.
High unemployment.
Nah, but that extra $600 a week, you know, people giving me 6 feet in every place, nobody breathing down my neck, all up on my ass.
Yo, I hate when people stare at my face.
Me too.
So the one thing I'm gonna miss most
is wearing my mask, blending in with the standard blue surgical,
insinuating my black boy in balaclava, although I was born in 95.
Polypropylene microfiber non-woven with the full ply.
And then on a ski mask like this is sticker.
Perfecting the mask tuck so my glasses don't fog up.
Yo, my favorite mask has my name on it.
Nice.
Adjustable straps and it's non-absorbent.
I like the ones with the tribal print and love when I can find one to match my outfit. When around a woman, my mask makes me more masculine.
It has good coverage, hides all emotion society says is too feminine, not meant for men like me.
Can't be a big dog with the scent of bitch on me. The mask helps me be cognac cool.
Daddy type smooth.
Peacocking under layered polyester, I may be perceived as less than what I am without it.
Protects my image as a protector. Tough guy in disguise, can't be nothing cotton soft about it.
My work mask has a white filter.
Hide my face behind it and the phone. Selling the homeowners has to be voiced in the proper tone.
Covers my frown with a big ass smile, heavy enough to weigh my eyes down. When speaking to upper management,
Covers my ebonics with enunciated consonants.
it came equipped with a soft voice that says, I'm sorry, way too much.
My black and white collar corporate knows how to make cream. Channel my
Sorry to bother you.
voice, remembering cash is green.
My mask mastered the fake laugh.
I never forget to wear it.
In an office where it's a staff of 200 and blacks only 9%.
With hair like mine,
Like this and a body like mine.
like this, it's best not to get angry or bothered.
Or passionate.
Sometimes
I leave my rainbow mask behind when around family. Island people not like bucky things.
Sometimes when I don't wear my mask, I feel my fear seeping in. Irony is when I put one on,
I can breathe again. As the need to protect myself becomes stronger, I create these masks which grow harder to snatch from my face. And in this safe space, I find that these layers make me feel smaller. Can you call this a pandemic when we've always done this?
wear masks to protect ourselves from unwanted sickness.
Like a judgmental cough,
Like a disapproving sneeze.
belittled to bacteria.
The real human disease is worrying about our image in the eyes of someone else.
So much that we begin to quarantine our true selves.
Understand, I do not hide me because I hate me.
My internal is not a vacuum.
As a human,
A social being.
my desire for acceptance is natural. When the time to sanitize insecurities is past due,
It isn't if we want to wear the mask, it's because we motherfucking have to. Thank you.
Keep it going for new Jeru. Dropping the poems that poets should do in a poetry slam. Is do some poems, right? And that's what they did. Now, judges, you got to score those poems. That's what comes up next. The last team, E. Halakasa, had a score of 27.4 for E. Halakasa. Applaud the poets, y'all. And judges, who do we got for New Jeru? All right, y'all. So we got our 5 judges. Y'all are doing an excellent job. I appreciate y'all, man. So from low to high, we have a 9.7. We move on to a 9.8, a 9.9, a 10, and another 10. That's right, 2 10s again. So from we go 9.7, 9.8, 9.9, a 10, and another 10. Applaud the poets. Also, my little secret 10 guy out here, right? I feel like if you got a 10, that means you got some life out of that poem, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we're all just here to get free, guys. See what? Okay, I'm done. All right, y'all. So, yeah, we trying to level up out here. With that being said, we got one more team in this first round. L.I., who are you sending up? Lyrically inclined and sending up Sydney. Show some love.
Hello?
Good to go.
You are good. Sounding clear.
The year before pre-K, my little boy corrected his cousin. The rain is not God's tears. It's because of evaporation to the clouds. He has to know a lot about the atmosphere if he's going to put robots in space. In pre-K, my smart little boy learns putting robots in space is a real job. He's yet to miss a single question in math. He also refers to all children as my friend. In kindergarten, my smart, kind little boy adds DJ YouTuber to his aerospace engineer career goals. He's animated enough for it too. He's diagnosed with ADHD and begins medication. His conduct grade goes up. In first grade, my smart, kind, energetic little boy decides he wants to be a cop. That way, at least one will be nice to daddy. He also wants to invent a portal gun so he can visit and study other dimensions, and starts reminding me to recycle. In second grade, my smart, kind, energetic, socially conscious little boy has an active shooter drill while he has a cold. He wants to bring cough drops to school so the bad man won't hear him cough. He has still yet to miss a single question in math. No more talk of space, though. As he splashes his little brother and misses his school friends, breaking news in his peripheral, I keep a close watch from a distance. But nature takes its course, always. In August, my little boy starts third grade, 3 years younger than Tamira's, 2 years older than the kids at Sandy Hook. Science and math clutched in little brown hands. Problem or prodigy? I can't hide my little boy from the world. I can't hide the world from my little boy. So how much longer can I keep calling him little? Thank you.
Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going for Sydney from Lyrically Inclined. Clap it up, digital, woo. All right, y'all. Our last team, New Jeru, had a score of 29.7. Clap it up for the poets and their poetry. Judges, how do we feel about Lyrically Inclined's Sydney? We got 1. We got 2. And we're about to do a little round switch. So I'm going to put a this or that to the YouTube out there, right? To the YouTubers out there who are typing it in. So this or that, PlayStation or Xbox? Did you get the PS5 or are you waiting to get it? You know what I mean? Maybe you got it on layaway, something like that. It's cool.
It's definitely that PlayStation life, Dennis. I don't even know why you're asking that question.
Hey, man. Hey, we got to know. You never know. I actually don't remember what the Xbox is actually called. So. But I think it's Xbox One, right? What's the new one? Anyway.
Xbox Leduki, I think.
All right, y'all. We got 5 judges. We got 5 score. So from low to high, we got a 7.5. We move on to a 7.6, a 7.8, an 8.7, and a 9.1. Again, that's a 7.5, 7.8. No. 7.5, 7.6, 7.8. 8.7, 9.1. Clap it up for the poet, Sydney, y'all. We just got through our first round. This is my first round dance. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go ahead and roll. We're going to roll right into the second round, y'all. So we have our first second round team, E. Halakasa. Who are you sending up?
Right now. Board.
Who we got, 80?
Fiber. Fiber.
Clap it up for Fiber. I apologize. Clap it up for Fiber.
Vroom, vroom. Vroom, This environmental drive will be unable to reach its mile given that it appears the engine is broken down. Now, hold it down. Let me rock it on one more time. But upon ignition, this attitudinal vehicle reads vroom, vroom, vroom. But it fails. It fails. We were to write good attitude on Earth's blackboard for oncoming generations to read and respect nature, but we crushed the chalk. Now, we are the source. The climactic benefit is far from us, and we know ketchup. So as you grab your steering wheel, you check the overheating of the engine. That is the heating that is melting the iceberg on the ocean before you cruise the shore. With this going on, extension will soon reach our junction, slow but sure. So you understand why, boom, 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 but it fails. Funny how we fancy the breeze of an AC, but when we read our attitude from A to Z, we roll up its windows and put off attitudinal ACs, which keeps the globe warm. Deindustrialization, the smoke from your chimney pipes exhausts the condensed clouds of the atmosphere, which keeps the globe warm. So yours sincerely, as you accelerate forth at top speed, clutching on Earth's immune system for your technological experiment, causing breaks in evolutionary essence, I got one message for you. Check the side mirrors. Objects are closer than you think they are. Droughts, flood, high heat waves, rising sea level. Check the side mirrors. The repercussions of your actions are closer than you think they are. You think it's cold to screech the tar. Oh, go on polluting the air. You think it's cool to screech the tar. We become dictators and tyrants on nature, and oh my God, human extinction will soon be the product of nature's uprising coup d'etat. At any time there's a boom, 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 a honk for attention to obtain resource to research and action that disturbs climate change, and there's a boom, 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 a honk to the authorities to break the bank for the formalities is a damn shame what they do. Instead of adhering to the honk, they do nothing, put their hands down, remain motionless like a plank. Do you think God gave you an ounce of authority over his creation to turn it into a cow dung? See, things should move smoothly like a slam dunk. Instead, with these two cameras, when I pan and watch the leaders atop, I see power misused. So they turn a deaf ear anytime they say boom, 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 a call for attention. Whatever your assertion, they debunk. So show the earth some affection, be in a loving mood. If you want her to return the favor to love you better, we gotta drive safely considering the future we are heading to. Take a detour from nature's terror. Orient those coming after us to respect nature. I'm begging you. Be prudent and take a look in the rearview mirror. Else, no matter how we it was boom, 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 but it will fail.
Keep it going for Faber from E. Halakasa. All right, y'all. And our last team, Voice from Above, help me out. What did a Lyrically Inclined get in the last round? Lyrically Inclined? Anybody?
Lyrically Inclined got a 24.1.
Lyrically Inclined got a 24.1. Clap it up for the poet and the team and the poetry, y'all. Judges, how did we feel about E. Halakasa's poem? From low to high. Oh, wait, no, we got one. I'm getting a little ahead of my, putting the cart in front of the horse, as they say. I think that's still a saying, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From low to high, we have, and feel free to express yourself, YouTube. Feel free to express yourself. From low to high, we have a 6.7. We move on to a 7, a 7.8, an 8.1, and a 9.6. Again, that's a 6.7, a 7, a 7.8, an 8.1, and a 9.6. Clap it up for the poet Faber. Man, awesome job, y'all. All right, y'all. And next up in this round, we got New Jeru, and they are going to be sending up Ratty.
Hello, can you hear me?
Gotcha. Little feedback.
Thumbs up.
Good. Right.
You see, sometimes the dyke boots don't work, and you get sent the wrong message, thinking that I'm on the straight path, so you walk in my direction, and I get it. The titties stay lifted, and with the size of these thighs, your eyes may have shifted, because you a real nigga. You know real shit. And with that fact in your mind, you approach me with a certain intent, because you're a man, and I, 100% woman, no less. So when in my presence, it's easy for my essence to put a little bass in your chest, and I get it. I'm pretty as hell, y'all. I got dimples in my swell. Maybe you live a kink life and you like my dominant style, no judgment. I'm flattered. yet only interested in women, or those whose natural spirit is mostly feminine, and I can hear the testosterone dripping off your tongue before this moment begun, and although you're quite handsome, I'm good, bruh. Know this, it'd be a shame for you to shoot your shot in this game and miss, but I guess a bruised ego can't hear my words and accept that you've been curved. You have the audacity to open your mouth and say you can straighten me out. Like, come on, dude. I told you the truth, so consider a weight lifted, but your face twisted. Whole swag shifted in the instant you're offended. Because when it comes to dick, I don't take it, I give it, so you live it. I get it. Your attention has always been gifted to women attracted to persistence, and today, your manhood chose me, a lesbian who don't play pretender. So you ball your fist and turn this heavyweight chick into your #1 contender. And you're allowed to be a homophobe. Every asshole has an opinion, but you fragile. So if you can't bag me, you'd rather me in one. Just because the situation ain't what it could be, you gonna make me fight and defend my life, or else I gotta die for the pussy. Okay, let's go. Just know, I fuck like I fight, may be a dyke, but I ain't no bitch, won't be no prize for help. You can stick this stud in a ditch and they'll still say, I brought it on myself for being different, for loving women, for living loud in my truth. You can say us black gays are weird, but we are not the new strange fruit. So tonight, I am ready to fight for every black lesbian who learned her wife must be worth her losing her career, her home, and her life. Like so many women in the rainbow who was laid low because a nigga like you couldn't handle when they said no. Nothing has ever been easy for me. I must be fearless in my queerness in this world that despises it. But I'll die in the casket before you bastards push me back in the closet. I will win this by myself because that's all I've ever had. Wasn't no LGBT behind me. They just put black in a pride flag. They say us black gays look blue under the moonlight, but our knuckles be color purple. All our lives we had to fight to feel safe in the land of the free. When women are hated for loving just like me, I pray the day never comes where I'm another black lesbian silence. But if so, may God kill all my enemies with kindness. Let death leave a smile on their face when the day's done, so their last breath be a gay one. Thank you.
Keep it going for Ratty in New Jeru. They did the poem. They did their job. What is your job, judges? To judge the poem. But go ahead, give me some scores on that one. The last team, E. Halakasa, had a score of 22.9. Clap it up and show a digital whoop for E. Halakasa and their awesome poetry. Next up. All right, y'all. So we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4. Waiting for one more. Waiting for one more. Waiting for one more. Waiting for one more. Judge out the door. Who we got? We got Judge 1. We're missing Judge 2. Oh, there she is. I had to scroll down. Anyways, all right, y'all. From low to high, we got a 9.8. We move on to a 9.8. Then a 10, and another 10. That's right, from 9.8, a 9.8, a 10, and a 10, and a 10, y'all. Clap it up for the poet. Clap it up for the team. Clap it up for the poetry. Clap it up for yourselves. Clap it up for the new moon, right? I'm not even sure if there is a new moon. I just saw it scrolling down my timeline, so I didn't click the link. I didn't read, so I may be wrong. I may be giving false news, but hey, clap it up anyways, right? So with that being said, Lyrically Inclined is Lyrically Inclined. You're up next. Big Dreams Collective is on deck. Lyrically Inclined, who are you sending up? Clap it up and show love for Alex Poetic Soul.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
For Sharnisha Corley, Breonna Taylor, and Sandra Bland. The day after Alton Sterling lost his right to breathe, Black women prayed to bury aggression. So they couldn't use emotion to justify suicide, try to lynch her dreams, say her screams ring too loud when father, like bloody pavement, tell her swallow anguish with opioids, Xanax, prescribe her addiction, say her torment sound too much like begging, like benefit, body bent backwards, tell her help smell too much like freedom. like dignity. Rather, lodge her head under vehicle, say rocks against naked flesh hurt less than bullwhip, then shotgun. That 10-minute cavity search is not rape, is justified, is only way to find source of Black girl magic. Tell media, make her body viral, broadcast her pain like everyone is strong enough to take this, to adapt, strong enough to survive, then mock her trauma when her womb aches of bullets, declaring war against water gun, against illness, against infant. Tell her no one care better for her children than system, than casket. Say her voice sound too strong, too loud, too vivid. Then the media ask her how she does it, how she continues, most unprotected species on planet, all gladiator spirit and faith, Black woman tunnel beneath struggle with prayer. Carry family through broken mirrors so deception don't poison the seed. How much passion do they need Black women to bleed? She would never hide like fragile officers forced to face their reflection. Failed to protect, failed to serve like Black women didn't nurse this nation strong, all red, white, blue, lashes on back, head up, because she knows freedom already belongs to her, that there is nothing they can do to break her faith. Covered in the blood, Black women already know that God gonna get them. But how much passion do they need Black women to bleed? Thank you.
Keep it going for Alex Poetic Soul. Dropping an Alex Poetic poem. And judges, y'all gotta judge that. Our last team, New Jeru, had a score of 29.8. Applaud the poet. Applaud the poetry. And judges, we got 1 score, we got 2 scores, we got 3 scores, we got 4 scores, and we got 5 scores. All right, from low to high, we have an 8.3. We move on to an 8.5, another 8.5, a 9.0, and a 9.5. Again, that's 8.3, 8.5, 8.5, 9.0, and a 9.5. Clap it up for the poet. Clap it up for the poet. That's right, y'all. All right, y'all. We're coming down to our final team in the second round. We're getting through it, halfway through it. Big Dreams Collective. Who are you sending up? Clap it up for LB.
Hello?
Give me one more check.
My name is Texas Frank. And I can tell y'all ain't from around these here parts. You see, us people of the South, we is a quiet folk, and we both believe in the agreement and the sanctity of silence. Your skin tone sounds too much like 13th Amendment equality, like a Mason Dixon line sang out of tune with separation. Now, don't get me wrong, I ain't a racist like my father. I just believe in his good Christian values, the same ones this here country was founded upon. You see, my father, he had this here saying, there's a difference between a dog and a fence, one on a chain. You see, in the fence, he can run around and pretend like he's got a chance at going somewhere. But if you put him on a chain long enough, hell, he'll even lose his will to bark. Now, there's your silence. Say all that just to say this. Just because you're free, it doesn't mean you're welcome here. All your kind does is want. Can't you see we've been given your 40 acres and a mule? It has to come from someplace. And who do you think owns this here land? We've been growing American pride right here for years. And one thing about pride is it won't let you forget your past. It stays rooted in you, like a weeping willow in the middle of your field of dreams, like a woodpecker burrowing into your family tree. Can't y'all see? Y'all ain't the only ones that found your history hard to digest. Y'all call it strange fruit hell. We just called it a bad harvest. There's too many weeds of thought in the bigger fields. You must have picked up freedom while you was picking tobacco. Fidget to young, so you just ran on that thought. See, we had to teach you. You get hung if you run on the senses. It ain't just a figure of speech. Y'all had to learn what you was talking to. Learn how to say yes, master, in silence, and never feel like you're out of eye. Because we'll take you back to Memphis, Tennessee, remind you that niggers and balconies just don't go together like that. Wait. Ain't Memphis the capital of ancient Egypt? Didn't y'all used to bury our pharaohs beneath the pyramids? So why y'all can't think you can get to the mountaintop? Why y'all still dream like you can get to the mountaintop? Don't y'all see the fences? Y'all took nigger and made it cool, right? But nigger ain't what we called you. It's what we made you. You see, you will always be America's greatest crop, and we're gonna keep harvesting you until you say something about it. So go ahead, boy, speak up, tell me I'm wrong. Now see, there's the silence.
Clap it up and show love for LB from Big Dreams Collective. Our last team, Lyrically Inclined, they got a score of 26 even. Clap it up for Lyrically Inclined and all their lyrically dope poetry. Big Dreams Collective just put on another poem. Judges, how do we feel about that poem? Am I still dealing with the red eyes? Oh, I'm exposing the fact that I'm a T100. Uh-oh. All right, anyways. All right, y'all, we got 5 scores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all, from low to high, we have a 7.6. We move on to an 8.9, a 9. A 7.6, an 8.9, a 9, a 9.5, and a 9.7. Again, that's a 7.6, an 8.9, a 9, a 9.5, and a 9.7, y'all. Clap it up for your poet. Clap it up for all the poets that just dropped some stuff. We are almost at halftime. We have one more poem for y'all to go ahead and show some love for, y'all. We have our first indie of the night. We got a couple indies we're gonna bring to y'all. This is our first one, so please go ahead and show mad love for your indie, Shoshana Wesby.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
You good?
Okay, good. Where you gonna go when you jump on a plane? If we traveling, let's go higher. Let's take off and not be limited by physical altitude. So your attitude keeps us in flight. So whenever we're approaching light at 360 degrees, grab a coat. Because this type of weather ain't on your normal thermostat or behind your smoke screens, because it gets cold and lonely when we're reaching astronomical latitudes to celestial aircraft. See, our collective minds hold the atlas on where to travel from time past. And there's nothing within the cosmos that our intuitiveness can't grasp. See, our intellectual capabilities does wonders for creation. In that 7, we buy tickets to travel through the time zones of vibration. And that's when he told me he likes my mind. And that's when I replied, come journey with me. See, my mind becomes relative to the speed of your light. So whenever I open up inside, your illumination caters to my insight. See, we shine together. My eye opens wide in all types of weather, causing me to travel through transcending discovery, entering realms of heavenly connection, unhealed for recovery. I admire your beauty, both physically and mentally, your internal scars. Show me the conqueror you are and the warrior you have evolved into. Inevitably, I admire your strength, and I'm captivated by the warmth of your soul. It tastes like a cup of forevers I would love to drink from. Can I get drunk off your ambition and hung over from your drive? Because if it's poison to mix your white light with my brown skin, it'll be the first time I contemplated suicide. And if I die, I want to be reincarnated as a butterfly that rides the stride of your wind that if stepped on, it'll alter our course in time and we begin again. See, our lives will never move in a straight line, but rather by ascension. And if you desire to go higher, then we must evolve into another dimension. See, it's your worlds I wish to travel through and open to find the cosmic connections. I want to know how it feels after a comet drops from your heavens, after its celestial body has neared the sun, creating openings in the souls you touch, making them life and light one, you are magic. And if I never told you before, I mention it now. You're a supernatural force and your existence is endowed with beauty, woven together by mystical art. See, I can feel your heart when you speak. King, you move mountains, you break barriers. Your interior is the bloodline of superiors. See, I can't even properly function in my dysfunction in your presence because your very essence creates alchemy from my present into blessings. Your enchantment spins my soul into golden radiation. You're a mirror image of your vibration, and I'm a mirror image of your creation. Can I just kiss you? Can we just stop time? See, your godlike attributes convince me that you are divine, but yet you tell me you like my mind. Peace. Thank you.
Clap it up for Shoshana Wesby, dropping their poem all over the Zoom. And now we got to judge the poem, right? All right, y'all. So after we get through Shoshana, we're going to do a little 5-minute break. I have some announcements, and then we're going to do a 5-minute break. But we got, the judges are fast on this one. All right, from low to high, we have an 8.5. We move on to a 9.1, a 9.4, a 9.8, and a 10. That was more responsive than the other one, right? Again, that's 8.5, 9.1, 9.4, 9.8, and a 10, y'all. That's for Shoshana. Applaud the poet. Applaud yourselves. We are halfway through. We're about to go on a 5-minute break. That gives you time to go refill your poetry punch because you probably already had some first, right? You definitely had some first, right? Anyways, so go refill your poetry punch. If you ain't getting none yet, go ahead and put it in. But we have some awesome things happening, not just these bouts. After this bout, there will be an erotic open mic. Ooh, this is me awkwardly trying to be some sort of erotic wise, tell you that. But yes, for the people who are actually good at eroticism, y'all might want to go check out the erotic open mic tonight after the bouts. Stay tuned on the feed. You can come chill in the Echo. Right? We got the Echo Room, so if you want to come hang out, it's a little bit more intimate than being in the Zoom and you get to talk. That's one of the things I love doing after a bout is talking to poets and kicking it with them. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Also, $15 tickets for Final Stage on Saturday. This includes, it also includes a full membership at SouthernFriedPoetrySlam.com for competitions and workshops year round. That's a super deal, y'all. And also, on this 5-minute break, I challenge y'all to share it. Share this feed, man. We see a lot of people on YouTube. Go ahead and share it, man. Tell people that you know that I know y'all heard this amazing poetry, y'all. So make sure y'all come and share it. Let the people know. Let the world know what a great poetry is, y'all. So with that being said, I do believe I don't have anything else to tell y'all. So y'all go ahead and go on your 5-minute breaks. Make sure you come back as soon as you can. And we're going to finish the second half of this slam, y'all. Welcome back, everybody. We are here to start the second half of this amazing slam, bout 12 of the Regional Southern Fried Poetry Slam. Hopefully y'all refilled your poetry punch. Hopefully y'all got ready, got some friends with you, got all prepared on the couch, because we about to see some more amazing poetry. Again, I'm not kidding y'all when I tell you best poets in the country out here putting it down today, man. So with that being said, if y'all are ready, well, first let me do a little this or that, right? Let's go with Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers. Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers. That's for the YouTube people. Let me know who would win. I saw that the other day. And the Power Rangers can't use the Megazord. They can't use the Megazord. All right. So with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and move on into it. New Jeru is up first in this third round, and they are sending up Shy Connie.
Hello? Good?
Sound good?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you sound good. Sound great.
Hello?
Hey, you are good to go, New Drew.
Hold on, pause just 1 second. Please pause.
What the fuck you looking at, huh? You looking at me like you're passing the judgment. Are you judging me, little bitch? Don't forget who I am. Just because you're feeling big now, don't make me no less your mother. Every breath you take should be in praise of me. You alive, ain't you? Ungrateful? Like, damn, I wish I knew that my own flesh and blood would grow up to treat me like some bitch off the streets. Then I would have scrapped your ass with the abortion clinic like my first instinct. You're so ungrateful. Walking around like you got daisies growing out your ass and shit that don't stink. Like, how dare you? Bone of my bone tried to be beyond me. How dare you try to leave me behind? When it was me here supplying you life since your first breath in 95, honestly, I'm sick of you. If you don't want to do good with me, then fuck it. I'll do bad all by myself, but if I was you, I'd go back into that school and ask for my money back. All them book smart, you're still stuck on stupid. My daughter, yet the streets you're confused to out here. It's survival of whoever got the hands. And you better be the first to swing in this fucked up world, beat your ass regrets, and do-overs ain't got no place here. So if you're waiting for an apology, then hold your breath. Hold it till your lungs collapse, till you're blue in the face, because I don't have time to be patient or closure. Do you know what it's like growing up in New Jeru in the 70s? How the parks play home to those candy in the corners, hit like crack rock, and every nigga out here slinging it. Can you blame me for getting caught up? For trying not to be here? Couldn't afford to get to escape, so every extra 10 I made was to feel like I wasn't here, so yeah, you went without, and you suffered plenty. But even with my habit, it's rare that I came home empty. Every bowl of cereal you ate, every sneaker that you laced, was funded from them bakers on the block, them dropouts that don't need diplomacy to rack residuals. So yeah, we was broke, and shit was rough. But you feeding on me to survive is not my fault. The titty was tough. Honestly, you should be thanking me. Ain't no odds ever been in my favor yet. I still found some grace to raise you, and you turned out okay. I'm grateful, but it's whatever. Blame your mental on my drug addiction. Blame it on the low commissions and all things that you're missing, but at what point is it not my fault? Before I broke you, someone broke me. Where's my redemption? Can't you understand the power of a cycle? No matter how hard you have it, it's the strength that you recycle. Don't let them degrees mix you up. You're my daughter, a thoroughbred pit bull with a hungry ass mean streak. That's my gift to you. Fuck what I did to you. This blood is your blessing. You're claiming that I don't love you, and that can't be true. My love for you burns as hot as the lighters heating up my spoon. Shit blitz me so high, I find myself dancing on the moon, and so what? If I take liberties today just to make it to tomorrow, you want me to uplift you? How about you ask your father? That's right. I'm the only one claiming you as their daughter. Thank you.
Perfect. Show some love and give me a digital whoop for Shyconic and New Jeru. Our indie from the last round, at the end of the last round, Shoshana had a score of 28.3 for Shoshana, our indie. And judges, how do we feel about New Jeru's piece? We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4. Waiting on just one more. Ooh, don't make me start rapping. Don't make me start rapping out here. All right. We got 5, y'all. From low to high, we got 8.3. Move on to an 8.5. Then we got an 8.9, a 9.4, and a 9.5. Again, that's an 8.3, an 8.5, an 8.9, a 9.4, and a 9.5. Clap it up for the poet. Clap it up for the poem, y'all. And our next poets, our next team in this third round is Lyrically Inclined. Who are you sending up? I do this and I can't hear them. I'm just reading it. So it's like, but you know, metaphorically, I guess. Lyrically Inclined is sending up Ascension, the artist.
Can y'all hear me?
Sounds good.
I miss you, Keela. I miss your voice in the thickness of the night. Why did you have to leave me alone up in this cold, old world? Today, I remember you forever. Today, my heart is open for your spirit. Why was there an ending to the good old days? I look at soulless corpses venturing down lifeless avenues, seeking for meaning while staring down cracked sidewalks, pondering the emotions of life's greatest obstacles, dropping like sands of an hourglass. I picture for us all, Keela. Each day I pray that we will reunite. Each day my tears are shed in sorrow that releases me into the dawn where you have slept in the absence of my mind. Death is freedom and pain is love, untainted by the manipulative actions of them who seek pleasure through power. They're aliens of the commonwealth of your sisterhood, driven by their forefathers' blood. Oh, how much do I weep for generations to come, Keela? I know you're in a better place than this God-forsaken territory, tainted by selfish glory, twisted by twisters of time. We are all running out of time. We are crying inside. We're running up the mountainside. We're seeking for your freedom beneath the everlasting skies. I want to rise above my trouble, Keela. I want to kiss the raven's eyelid atop the city or 7 hills. I will pour out my strength, Keela. My ambition is aimed toward your fire, quenching my desire. You are the one I admire. Through atmospheric potions, captivating notions, until we all see your beautiful face again, Keela. Thank you.
Keep it going, keep showing that love. Them digital whoops for Ascension, the artist, coming from Lyrically Inclined, y'all. The last team, New Jeru, had a score of 26.8. That's for New Jeru. Applaud the poet. Applaud the poetry. Take or leave the points, right? All right. So, judges, Ascension dropped a poem. How do y'all feel about that poem? From low to high, we have a 7. We move on to a 7.8, a 7.9, another 7.9, and an 8.8. Again, that's a 7, 7.8, 7.9, 7.9, and an 8.8. Applaud the poet. All right, next up in this round, we have Big Dream Collective. Who are you sending up? They're sending up Millie.
Mic check, hello.
Getting a lot of feedback, Millie. Millie, give us one more mic check, please.
The story goes that after the flood, God placed a rainbow center sky, said, all this beauty is my promise not to flood the earth again. When you see it, take comfort, perhaps even joy, that the thunder's bark is worse than its bite and you have survived the worst of it. Yes, the rainbow means survival, means mercy, means praise the God who gives us grace after he destroys us. And Noah's wife is mentioned just once in the scripture. Before the flood, before even Noah, she is named amongst her brothers and they too are not heard from again. I wonder how long after paying the bride price it took for Noah to talk of destruction, to tell his wife that her people would die and that they would deserve it, to name himself the savior after calling the family sin. The story goes, my mother had 4 siblings. And I still don't know each of their names. Sometime after the wedding, my father cut off all communication, built the 2 of them a home, then called his vices 2 by 2, a little addiction, a little adultery, and mom there to clean up the mess. But they never tell you in Sunday school that the ark was filled with animal waste. So mom will never tell you that my dad was full of shit. But the story goes that after the hospital, he placed a bracelet around her wrist, said, all this beauty is my promise not to break your jaw again. When you see it, take comfort, perhaps even joy, that you have seen both bark and bite and learn how not to earn it. Isn't that what it means to fall in love with a vengeful God? To worship a man who looks at his rage and calls the violence holy? I sit in the back of Bible study weighing the difference between threat and promise. What it means to call a rainbow beautiful on the backs of all those drowning bodies. To love a God who would offer jewelry to cover a broken horizon. The story goes that with the rainbow, God also gave a warning. Said the next time we went too far with free will, the flood would become a fire. My father held my mother's hand the entire ride home from the hospital, squeezed it when we passed the cemetery, and again when we passed the funeral home. I consider a broken jawbone as kindling for cremation, but wouldn't you endure to hold back that burn? Would you ignore your family's phone calls? Give the man 3 kids? Would you learn to live in fear so long you started to call it faith? Wear the bracelet to church on Sunday, call the damn thing beautiful.
Clap it up, show some love, some digital love for Millie, representing Big Dream Collective. Our last team, Lyrically Inclined, had a score of 23.6. Applaud the poet, y'all. Applaud the poetry. That's what we're here to feel and see. Boom. I can't see because my eyes are red because I'm running out of references. Who else got red eyes like this? I don't know. But cool. Our judges got 5 scores. That's what we're really here to talk about. So from low to high, we got an 8.7. We move on to a 9.0, another 9.0, a 9.5, and a 9.6. Again, that's an 8.7, a 9, a 9, a 9.5, and a 9.6. Applaud the poet from Big Dream Collective. Next up, we have E. Halakasa. Who are y'all sending up?
Nazi Ugly.
F.A. the poet.
Jewel King. Oh, that looks like a group piece.
How?
How?
How dare we think of others as better than us?
How? How?
How dare we think of others as better than us when we are blessed with so much? Forget my dust. We have Masan who says touch. How dare we?
How dare we hate our skin so much we tend to bleach, cover our beautiful kinky hairs with Brazilian wigs? How dare we?
How dare we starve ourselves just to lose weight when in our natural endowment we look great? How dare we?
Tragic how we pay millions just to inject into our bodies plastics and silicons, losing yourself for another to gain billions. Silly horns, how dare we?
How dare we feed our children dirt and rot, turn around to cast demons out of them using church and God? How dare we?
How dare we lose sight of who we are, bow down to other gods and claim we look to Jah? How dare we?
How dare we find our God in buildings? Oh, surrender and raise your hands. Now is the turn of the children. Same way they took your fathers off your shores and lands. We have become migrants, treated as horse and punks. Truly hatred for the color skin runs through their pores and lungs. How dare we?
How dare we use religion to advance the oppressor's devilish plans, plant fear into the hearts of our daughters and sons, expect them to win against the world as if they have the chance? How dare we?
How dare we turn our children into Arabs and Jews, watch them waste away on these mats and pews. Please get these facts on news, for I believe these words are not far from true. How dare we?
How dare we demonize everything black and then worship everything white? So much that we begin to look ugly in our own sight. How dare we?
We call them future leaders while we put before them Muhammad and white Jesus. That's how they expect to free us. They call us an inferior race, yet they seek to be us. How dare we?
How dare we sell our brothers into slavery and then walk back to our clansmen and boast of bravery? How dare we?
How dare we pull down our brothers until they get buried in the very holes we dug and then tell our fathers that they were eaten by wild animals while walking in the dark? How dare we?
How dare we feel comfortable in our seats when many are jobless and our economy is a pure mess? For the advancement of political power, we overpromise. When it comes to delivery, we ensure less. How dare we?
No! How dare you? How dare you get greedy on what's meant for all to share and then sit back and watch the rest of us live in despair? How dare you?
How dare you think of me as an inferior race when in the manufacturing books of creation I am the base? How dare you?
Officer Chauvin, did you not realize the man was choking and they all stood by thinking he was only joking? Never forget these words.
Mama, I can't breathe.
How dare you tell us all lives matter when it's our lives in danger? Now this is all we came to tell you. To know thy growth and be great is all we dare you. How dare you?
Keep it going for E. Halakasa and that group piece. Yeah. All right, yo, our last team, Big Dream Collective, had a score of 27.5. That's a 27.5, y'all. So, judges, how do we feel about E. Halakasa? From low to high, we have a 9.6. We move on to another 9.6, a 9.7, a 10, and a 10. That's again a 9.6, another 9.6, 9.7, a 10, and a 10. One judge actually gave a 10,000, it looked like. All right, y'all. So, all right, y'all. We are about to move into our final round, y'all. We made it, man. We're here. We are gonna continue to rock out some poetry. If y'all ready to hear your next poem, say yeah. Say oh yeah. But first, I gotta give y'all a this or that for the final round, right? So the final round, this or that, is the ultimate this or that. It's gonna really show people who you are. So make sure you let the people know, right? Beyonce or Rihanna? Beyonce or Rihanna? That's the final round, this or that. Tell the people how you feel. With that being said, our next, I believe our first team in the last round is Lyrically Inclined, correct?
It most certainly is, Mr. MC.
Excellent. Lyrically Inclined, who are you sending up? Lyrically Inclined is sending up Anthony B. Daniel.
It's not letting us start the video. It's saying you can't start your video because the host has stopped it. Okay, there we go. Got it.
Hello?
You are clear to go.
Now, in this business, I blaze like the sun, Mojave Desert hella. And like Keika South Cali, I never fear of stormy weather. Because my mission to belittle frictions by giving nutrition and nonfiction grounded by proof and my diction.
Even if the temperature changes in the evening hours, my intellect brightens up and directs away like a light tower, because music's my major, ideas are special. Beats are my job, my passion, style is terrestrial. Singing is my theme or degree, the beginning of me that brought me to this position very naturally. Growing up middle class, black friends, white friends, money to spend, 2 parents, 1 brother, the world is me, so then I can step up to the microphone and roam. Those in Amsterdam know who the hell I am. The city of the Vatican, they can't get what's happening. The Pope leaves, but here comes the musical Capitan. I maintain my reign in Spain. You can't explain how my style to you, though. It's like $1 to a peso. From borough to borough, my rural to metro, the present to retro, relax and let go. Because long hours of meditation just got me quietly debating on the situation that's penetrating the state of our nation, aggravation because of the limitation of natural communication, the deprivation, we really need some remediation. Now, I'm usually not political, but can get lyrical of the things I think is fake, whether secular or biblical. The problem, I'm not critical or lacking a spiritual, is by keeping your critical side by side of your mental. Not physical, and I'm not questioning the man, but I think it's man that's not doing the best that he can, but I'm gonna do my thing. And believe I won't bother and worry about those who linger, decipher and prodder. Hour after hour, take note of my mention. Without the right intention, it's you that we're dismissing. So take a second to listen, feel the noise running scattered. Pure signal urban grooves. Complicated? Nah, I rather unorthodox. Thank you. Cut the check!
Keep it going for your poet, Anthony B. Daniel. Don't forget to mute your mics. All right, our last team, lyrically inclined. They had a score of, Voice from the Sky, I lost it. Can you help me? Lyrically inclined had a score of?
That is a score from E. Halakasa.
Oh, there we go. That's where I messed up. Okay. Our score from E. Halakasa in our last team, 29.3. My apology. That was lyrically inclined. So judges, how do we feel about the lyrically inclined poem that we just heard from Anthony B. Daniels? From low to high, we have a 7.2. We move on to a 7.5, a 7.9, an 8.4, and an 8.5. Again, that's a 7.2, a 7.5, a 7.9, an 8.4, and an 8.5. Applaud the poet. Next up, we have Big Dream Collective. Who are you sending up? Clap it up for Lee.
Hello.
Just got major feedback if you want to check one more time.
The first Black man to star in a horror film was Dwayne Jones, cast in George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead as Ben, a survivor who gets holed up in a house full of white people losing their collective shit while a horde of cannibal ghouls roams outside. And Ben, being the nigga that he is, manages to outlast all the other characters until the final scene when a ranger patrol comes and puts a bullet in his head, confusing him for the threats. Now, after watching this, I realized we're doomed either way, but at least Dwayne died last. At least he wasn't the sacrificial black sheep whose blood had to be spilled before the show began. Nowadays, it's a known fact that blacks die in horror films, probably because the audience still views us as less than human, so they don't hurt as much when our gutted corpses get caught on camera. But every once in a while, a character comes around and manages to last until the credits pan. How do they do it? They don't fuck with any of the white supernatural shit. I mean, we've already been stabbed, shot, hung from crosses, churches, nooses, had our minds enslaved for centuries, and yet we're still here because we are resilient folk. But I'm tired of the conclusion of cinema not matching up to real life, because we all know our boys and girls deserve more than 25 minutes of screen time, like Cooper in Event Horizon, who spent the entirety of the movie out in space, but when he tried to save his crew, they almost killed him in the end. Or Halle Berry got possessed by a ghost that was less than holy. We learn to embrace our demons, especially when the white angels are out to clip your wings, and the Thing knew its chances of survival would have been slimmer if it inhabited the body of Keith David's black child. LL Cool J was both a deep sea chef and a preacher. God about his spirit of Sam Jackson, he made sushi out of the shark. Ice Cube managed to wrestle an anaconda and save J-Lo. Perhaps our chances of survival increase when we band together with other minorities, because isn't it sometimes the homies who help us get out when life has the keys held hostage in its hands? And speaking of hands, let's give a round of applause to Busta Rhymes doing something that no white person has done for 10 Halloweens, and that's beating Michael Myers' ass. But the truth is that Hollywood has been making an example of what our existence has been, because wasn't it Crispus Attucus who first fell for the original American Horror Story? Or Tituba, accused of witchcraft in Salem? Black women always getting put on trial. They're out to steal your magic, but we're tired of being your martyrs, your tokens, your breeding bulls. We really just out here trying to reach a sequel, and yet we always end up victims to some shit that white people started. And if I had to pour out a sip for all my homies who died on TV, it's still one added to those who lost in the reality, because the real horror is black folk not living past the first act. But I'm trying to be a director to change that. You know, release an alternate ending, one where my niggas get justice, because the truth is, they don't want to see too many of us live through the dead of this night, but that's all right, because we're going to be here till the end, just like my nigga Ben.
Keep it going for Lee, coming off the Big Dreams Collective. Lee. All right, y'all, your last team, Lyrically Inclined, correctly this time. Lyrically Inclined has a score of 23.8. Judges, how did we feel about Big Dream Collective's poem? We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4 from low, followed by the high. Well, that's not how it goes, but from low to high. 8.9, we move on to a 9.4, a 9.5, another 9.5, and a 9.7. Again, that's an 8.9, 9.4, 9.5, 9.5, 9.7. Applaud the poet. Please applaud the poet, applaud the poetry. With that being said, we are moving on to our penultimate poet. Team, penultimate. That's a word. It means second to last. See, now not only did you get educated through poetry, but now you got a little vocabulary increase. Our penultimate team for this bout. Oh no, are we already last? That was our penultimate team. Look at that. I'm trying to be smart and I'm being dumb. All right. I think E Halakasa is our next team, correct? All right, cool. All right, y'all. Team E Halakasa, who are you going to send up? Who's the poet?
Effie.
Effie? Clap it up for Effie! Yes.
Usually when you come out, you are asked a series of questions. And some of them are probably annoying, like, how did you find out? Like, who turned you? Like, what made you gay? Like, my sexuality was a class I signed up for. Like, the first time I kissed a girl was practice test for a grade. I'm tired of being told I was born straight, turned gay. My first crush was a girl, all nappy hair, dark skin, made me question if God was really a man, then why would he make girls so beautiful? See, straight was my face. Tried to change this beautiful piece of rainbow into a straight white line. Or was it black? For everything wrong in this world is termed as dark, like crime, like the devil, like me. So I tried so hard to fix myself, fall in line, salute the masters, the patriarchy. Or was it religion or blatant stupidity? There were so many that I lost count. I was queer before I knew what that word meant. And sometimes I wish I didn't have to say queer, just gay. For I've never been conflicted about my sexuality. But queer is the safest word to express my sexuality where I come from. I've never dreamed of Prince Charming's. It's always been Princess Charming's, where she flips her hair before giving me that life-saving kiss. It's never been a knight in shining armor, more like glitter and glam, sometimes just a tank top or a t-shirt and pants. She just gotta have boobs and talk smart. Sometimes less boobs, but still talk smart. I never learned my queerness. Just how to be a good queer, how to accept myself for who I am, reclaim all my labels, love myself and the family God gave me, love them how they need me to, all rainbow, glitter, and glam, use all the right words for them. So next time somebody asks me what turned me gay, I'll flip the question back like, what made you straight? Who turned you?
Keep it going for Team E Halakasa. All right, y'all. Your last poetry team, Big Dream Collective, had a score of 28.4. 28.4. And how did we feel about E Halakasa's poem? From low to high, while I wait for one more judge and dangle these phrases very long. All right, from low to high, we have 7.9. We move on to a 9.8, a 9.9. Oh, I'm sorry. 7.9, we move on to a 9.6, a 9.8, a 9.9, and a 10. Again, that is a 7.9. Drop that. We move on to a 9.6, a 9.8, a 9.9, and a 10. Applaud the poet. That actually was our penultimate poet, so I was right the first time. And now I look like Thriller. Okay, so with that being said, we are down to our final poetry team of the bout, New Jeru. Who are you sending up?
Nelly.
New Jeru is sending up Nelly.
Asking here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good.
Go.
I'm good.
Yep.
My last semester in college directed barely legal me into a casting couch to star in my first film, Gang Bang by Tuition Fees. And I feel like Diamond from the Players Club. I'm just trying to get my college degree and shit. My graduate program turned madam. Remind me how I've worked my body 9 to 5 to fulfill a manager's fantasy and achieving the American dream. So I'm no amateur selling myself out for money. So I learned how to make this sex work. When an eviction notice made me put a dollar amount on my body, I wondered how the sight of someone starving could turn a man on so much. Poverty poses, pin girl in corset, and desperation becomes a peep show dressed in fishnet. The way men worship me. Why do you think the word hoe is in the word holy? And Jesus taught me how to turn my first trick, to turn my flesh into enough bread to feed an entire family. When asked how I became a dominatrix in college, I say, well, who's more certified to teach administer suffering than my blackness whose forced submission never gets a safe word? Who's more certified to teach discipline than a black woman who's taught her worth is collared to the possession of a man? 400 years and counting, beat us into servitude, descendant of a slave. So you tell me what I don't know about bondage or being restricted when someone else rather see me tied down. Life taught me how to be a sadist, from being at the knees of America's violence who offers no aftercare for the impact. So yes, I know the ins and outs of BDSM. How to mind fuck you into thinking you can't be in a position of power, so I treat my bottoms well. Because all I know is the bottom for a superiority complex pissed on and forced into worship. My college debt pimps me in the same apartment I can't afford that allowed his bloodline to turn the stiletto of my heel into an auction block. And here we play 50 Shades of Slave, white boy and I. White clients say they don't see color, but wasn't it the fear of blackness, the fetish that brought them here? Racism, gimp mask, and latex reminds me how I could be goddess or nigger, depending on what I'm wearing. But isn't that the way whiteness tends to imagine blackness? Objectify it into a dangerous thing white can't take its hands off. White sub asked me to beat him, choke him till he can't breathe while threatening to kill him. And I can't help but wonder, if my Facebook feed filled with black bodies slain and blood inspired this trauma porn genre, black
bodies fucked by the system, and social media exposes how the world's kinks are spilling out for amateur videos where no one watches for the storyline. They just fast forward to see how whiteness gets off. White sub begs me to torture him as if his dick was reparations, and I wonder if the money we both pay for is worth the humiliation we both pay for. Thank you. Woo!
Keep it going for Nelly from New Jerusalem. Our last poetry team. Oh no, when I put my paper, there we go. Found it, y'all. Found it. All right, y'all. Our last poetry team, E Halakasa, has a score of 29.3 for the final round. Judges, how do we feel about Nelly and the poem that we just heard? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 scores. We're waiting on one more score. What do we got? Judge number 2. While we wait on that judge. Oh, I might owe somebody $1, huh? You realize that. Gotta see who's been talking the most up in the YouTube chat. All right, y'all. From low to high, we have an 8.9. We move on to a 9.9, a 10, a 10, and a 10. Again, that's an 8.9, a 9.9, a 10, a 10, and the third 10, y'all. Applaud the poet. Applaud the poet. Applaud all of the amazing poets that we have had all night. I mean, not just in this bout, all since 6 o'clock. There's been 3 bouts. It has been nonstop. You can still get so much more of this poetry all weekend long, going all the way through Saturday. Make sure you go to SouthernFriedPoetrySlam.com. You can get merch from this year, including an awesome 2021 Poetry Slam merch shirt, y'all. And all kinds of other stuff. Follow Southern Fried on Instagram, SoFriedPoetry on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube. Continue. And don't forget, after this, first off, poets and everybody needs to stay even after we announce the scores and whatnot. But after this bout, tonight is the Erotic Slam, the Southern Fried Erotic Poetry open mic. I'm sorry. Not a slam, it's an open mic. So if you want to get your erotic on, it's about that time of the night. You know what I'm saying? We have to get up to the witching hour. So let's get a little sexy with it, y'all. And yeah, man, if you want to even take it further, you can come on into the Echo for all the poets. I know I see a lot of people talking and showing love and stuff like that, man. Yeah, man. So we are contabulating the scores. New Jeru, by the way, in that last round, got a 29.9. 29.9 for the last poem in that last round. Incredible bout. Make sure you do that little extra step, man. If you heard a poem you really enjoyed, there's a poet that you really felt like talk to you, speak to you, do that little extra step. Check out the Southern Fried website and see how you can get in touch with them poets, man. Everybody's online. Everybody's got Instagrams and YouTube and whatnot. So the scores are ready. I've been told the scores are ready. You see how excited I got? My eyes turned red again. All right. So if y'all are ready to hear the scores, let me get, and I want this one to be on time because it's our last one, right? One last final digital whoop. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoop! All right, y'all. With that being said, we got, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get the scores yet. Are somebody else reading the scores?
Yes, I got you for your final scores for this bout, if you're good with that. Only if you're good. I don't want to take it from you.
Absolutely. Rock it out.
Excellent, judges. Thank you. You had such a hard job tonight, and you did it so well. Everybody, please give it up for our judges and their dedication for these last couple of hours. Thank you so much. So much. Also, thank you for our volunteer team that made this possible with the help of our judges, for our timekeeper, our scorekeeper. Of course, we cannot leave out our tech team and our volunteer coordinator as well. Thank you so much, everybody. So, in third place with a score of 108.9 is Team E Halakasa. We'll clap it up for that team. See, judges, I like it. We're still in this. We're still doing it. In second place, we have Big Dreams Collective with 112.2. And in first place, we have New Jeru with 116.2. Lyrically Inclined, your points were 97.5. Thank you to all our competitors, all of our poets. Thank you to our wonderful host, Dennis Amadeus. And have yourselves a good night. Please make sure if you are a poet, a slam master, judges, hang tight. We just need to get confirmation on the scores, okay? Bam. All right, Slime Masters, if you could come on camera and unmute your mics. So now we are going to take verbal confirmation from our judges and our indie poet for your scores. Check and make sure we are all good to go here. Let's scroll up as well. So let's start off with Big Dreams Collective. Big Dreams Collective, are you good with your score? Oh, sorry. Hey, hold on. Before we do this, are there any questions, comments, concerns that need to be raised to the Southern Fried team about this bout? If you are good to go, please drop it in the chat. Good to go.
Good to go.
Awesome.
Good to go.
Okay.
And Big Dreams is good with the score.
Congrats, New Jeru.
Awesome. Big Dreams, you are signed off. New Jeru, how are you with your score?
We're good with the score. New Jeru is good.
Excellent. Team Ihalakasa, are you good with your score?
We're good.
Rock on. All right, Lyrically Inclined, last but not least,
We're
for
good.
the teams.
We're
You're good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Shoshana.
I'm good to go.
Rock on. Hey, everybody, thank you for your verbal confirmation. Thank you for a nice, clean bout. There weren't even time penalties. Oh my goodness, what are we doing? We just got to do it again. If you want to help, judge, participate, anything, please shoot a message to us as the staff. Thank you again to our judges. You are so far free to bounce. Yep. Judges, y'all are good. And slam masters and poets, good luck. Thank you so much for your competition tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody. Great job, y'all.